Assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? Today we are going to revise coordinate geometry. I hope with the help of this video you will be able to revise your topic clearly, inshallah. Let's see that as far as the coordinate geometry is concerned, I have written down a few things already to save the time. If you see the main features of the coordinate geometry which you need to know already, that is the distance formula, the midpoint, the gradient and the equation of a line. This will be helpful for you because you already know a lot of things in your O levels regarding this topic. The first of all, we are going to discuss the distance formula. That the formula you already know, that is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square root. How do we get that? This is quite obvious that we have plotted a point P with the coordinates x1 and y1, and there is a point Q with the coordinates x2 and y2. If the distance between these 2 points is named as d, we can calculate the distance between these 2 points by using the difference of the x coordinate square plus the difference of the y coordinate square and whole square root. This thing will be helpful for many questions to us. The second thing, which is the important one, that is the middle point. As we know, the middle point is lying right in the middle of the 2 points. But to calculate the value of these two, or the points, the coordinates of this point is x1 plus x2, means adding both the x coordinates and dividing by 2, and similarly adding both the y coordinates and dividing by 2. How do we use this distance formula in different questions? If you see here, we have written down an example in which the 4 coordinates are there, 4 points are there with A, B, C and D, and he is asking us that prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. As we know, the definition of the parallelogram says that opposite sides are parallel and equal. That means AB must be equals to DC and AD must be equals to BC. If these two are equal and these two are equal, we can say that this shape is a parallelogram. We can mention over here these two arrows which are showing these two sides are parallel, and single arrow shows that these two opposite sides are parallel. Now, how to use the midpoint? If you are looking for midpoint, for example, we have a point A with the values 3 and 5. There is another point B with the values 4 and 9. We can find the midpoint M by using x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. That means 3 plus 4 over 2 and 5 plus 9 over 2. And obviously you can simplify it. That is 7 over 2 and this is 14 over 2, and this leads you to 3.5 and 7. Now, the third thing in this is the gradient. As we know that the gradient is mentioned in our O-level classes as rise over run. Gradient is equals to rise over run. That actually means how much the particle is gaining height and how much horizontally it is traveling. This actually means the ratio of the heights to the ratio of horizontal distance. This gives us the gradient of a line. How do we do this graphically? Let us see a graph. which will help us to understand that how do we deal the gradient graphically. For example, this is x-axis 1, 2, 3 and 4, and on the y-axis this is again 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you see this line, now you may see over here, if we take one step right, we are going one step up. If we are going 3 steps right, we are going 3 steps up. So this is the run and this is the rise. And graphically we can see that the gradient is equals to rise over run, which shows us that the gradient of this line is 1. Now, let us see that if we have two parallel lines, for example here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the x-axis. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the y-axis. If you draw a line, for example this one, and there is another line which is this one, and as you can see that these lines are seems to be parallel to each other. Now what do you see? If you take one step right, you have gone almost one step up. Similarly with this one, if you have moved one step right, you have gone almost one step up. So both of these lines, they have one rise and one run, one rise and one run. So you see over here, if we say this is line L1, this is line L2, so its gradient, which is M1, its rise over run. L2, whose gradient is M2 and rise over run. So we can conclude, see over there, that both the lines are having the same gradient. So we can conclude that parallel lines have the same gradient. I hope you will be able to understand a little bit regarding this now, that how do we deal with the distance formula, how do we deal with the midpoint, how do we deal with the gradient, and how the lines are seen as parallel when their gradients are equal, and vice versa as well, because when the lines are parallel, their gradients are equal. When gradients are equal, then the lines are parallel. That's all for now. If you will have any queries, you may discuss with me later on my WhatsApp. Thank you. Jazakallah.